What is attachment theory? Attachment theory is one of the most important ideas in modern psychology. It was first developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth. At its core, the theory explains how humans form emotional bonds, especially in early life, and how this manifests in adult relationships. Bowlby believed that humans are biologically wired to form attachments to caregivers because it helps us survive. As babies, we rely on others for safety, comfort, and emotional regulation. They become the blueprint for how we relate to people for the rest of our lives. The 4 attachment styles. Through research, especially Ainsworth's strange situation experiments, psychologists identified 4 main attachment styles, which are secure attachment. This is the healthiest style. It develops when caregivers are consistent, emotionally available, responsive. People with secure attachment feel comfortable being close to others, can express emotions openly, trust people without constant fear. They don't feel disconnected because connection feels safe. Anxious attachment. This develops when care is inconsistent. Sometimes love is there and sometimes it isn't. So the child learns, I need to stay close or I might lose this. As adults, this can look like overthinking relationships, fear of abandonment, needing constant reassurance. Connection feels unstable, so they cling to it. Avoidant attachment. This develops when caregivers are emotionally distant, dismissive, unavailable. The child learns, my needs won't be met, so I'll stop needing. As adults, this looks like emotional distance, difficulty opening up, preferring independence over closeness. They don't lack feelings. They've just learned to shut them down. Disorganised attachment. This is the most complex. It usually develops in environments that are fearful, chaotic, or unpredictable. The caregiver is both a source of comfort and a source of fear, so the child becomes conflicted. As adults, this can look like wanting closeness, but fearing it. Emotional confusion. Push-pull relationships. Which one do you think you are? If you're avoidant, you disconnect to protect yourself. If you're anxious, you feel disconnected because connection feels unstable. If you're disorganized, you feel disconnected because connection feels confusing. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it learned to do. Protect you. But the problem is what once protected you can now hold you back. Can this change? Here's the important part. Attachment styles are not permanent. They can change. So please don't worry. It's how humans learned to grow as people. It was our environment and our upbringing as children who determined this, not us. The great news is we can change this, and many people do every single day. You are not alone, and the stats on attachment theory are really interesting. Research shows that only about 50 to 60% of people have a secure attachment style. That means nearly half of all people struggle with some form of insecurity in relationships. When you break it down further, this means around 20 to 25% of people tend to be avoidant, meaning they distance themselves emotionally. A smaller group, roughly 5 to 10%, are more anxious, constantly seeking reassurance, and others fall into more complex patterns, like disorganized attachment, where connection feels both wanted and unsafe. In a nutshell, this means 1 in 2 people are secure and 1 in 2 people insecure in some way. How do I change my attachment style? They are learned patterns, which means they can be unlearned and reshaped. Psychologists call this earned secure attachment. This is when someone who grew up insecure becomes secure later in life. And you can change this by awareness. You can't change a pattern you don't recognize. Research shows that simply understanding your attachment style reduces emotional reactivity and improves relationships. Recognize your patterns. Start noticing. Do you pull away when people get close? Avoidant. Do you overthink and fear losing people? Anxious. Do you feel both at the same time? Disorganized. This builds what psychologists call meta-awareness. Safe relationships rewire your brain. This is huge. Studies show that being in a secure, consistent relationship can actually shift your attachment style over time. Your brain learns. Connection is safe now. Emotional regulation. Insecure attachment often comes from not knowing how to handle emotions safely. So learning to sit with feelings, not react instantly, self-soothe, helps build security internally. Therapy, especially attachment-based. Therapies like attachment-based therapy, psychodynamic therapy, help people reprocess early relationship patterns, rewriting beliefs. At the core, attachment is built on beliefs like, people will leave me, I can't rely on anyone, I'm too much/not enough. Changing attachment means slowly replacing these with, I can be safe with people, I am worthy of connection. You don't have to stay stuck in the patterns you learned to survive. You can build new ones, which people do every single day. If you liked this video and found it informative, feel free to check out my other videos, and I will see you on the next one.